Everybody want exposure, but don't nobody really want to get exposed these days. Man, what this year has been and what it's done to us. Sit back, relax, and let's talk about this more in Weekly Wisdom. What's up, good people? Party people in the place. I'm just okay. How y'all doing today? So this past year has really taught me that I need to work more on being exposed. Like, really, when it comes down to it, like, I had this thought of, as I said, everybody wants exposure, but many of us, we don't want to be exposed. And it's interesting because the exposure, they say celebrities, want exposure, up and coming, artists, up and coming entrepreneurs, like small business owners, they want that exposure to the community that they're trying to reach, so they can, drive their business up. They can drive sales up, so they can drive streams up, in music. Like, there's so many different things of why you want exposure, because exposure means growth. Like, exposure means that it's all coming together. The picture, is going to, ultimately lead to. So that's why I'm going to say that, exposure, that term is usually connected to film, like photo film. And so what I think about, though, is that how this last year with the pandemic and even us still being in it, like, how I've been exposed, which is often a negative term to us, because it shows that we've been, gotten caught up in something, or that this side of us is being shown that we don't want people to see, that our flaws are being put out there. And here's what I want us to understand this week. I honestly think we need to expose ourselves even more. So, at the start of the pandemic, last year, and I still am to this day, I'm working on this, health journey and health in all aspects. And one of those aspects is physical health. And I remember when the pandemic first hit, and I had been in the middle of monthly, check-ins with my doctor, and, it got to a point where I was like, oh man, well, I knew I wasn't going to have to go to the doctor every month in person. And I really thought to myself, like, this is a time where I really need to see what's going on. And what I understood was that, I couldn't be exposed in that area of physical health. Like, I had so much discipline there. So for me, it was the aspect of spiritual health. Where is my spiritual life? When I wasn't in community as heavy each week, how did that affect? How did I allow that to affect me in my daily spiritual life, my daily relationship, my daily intimacy with God? And I think that for me, I realized, like, I wasn't doing the best. And so I had to, expose myself and tell those around me to help hold me accountable. because I really knew that's the area that I wanted to grow in and I wanted to be held accountable in. So for you, I challenge you this week. I encourage you to, find a thing that area that you need to be exposed in. You see, it's that exposing of ourselves truly is going to lead to growth. Now, if others exposed us, it puts us in a place of being vulnerable. But then I feel like at times when other people put us in a place of being vulnerable, we don't respond to that well. Or we respond in a defensive way sometimes, whether that's we fight back in a way, or we respond defensively in terms of like we hide out, we hide away. And so what I really think about is how can we still be vulnerable, but we can be our vulnerable selves in an offensive way. And what I mean is, how can we, go on offense and take advantage of exposing ourselves and utilizing that for growth? So, a good way of thinking about this is that one of the other ways is that I knew that in terms of my relationship with my wife, I knew there were things that me as the partner that I was designed to be for her, that I wanted to be for her. I knew there were ways that I needed to open up to her and I needed to expose feelings that I was having, expose thoughts that, I was reflecting on and different things. And really, once I did that, our marriage has flourished so much over this past year. And in return, many ways, she has exposed herself to me emotionally. And I think that through that, we have seen so much growth. So, as I said, I encourage you to find that thing and expose it. We've talked over and over about how people have been getting exposed in this season, yet we haven't taken the time to see how we've been exposed. And if we're going to do that, let's just do it ourselves instead of having somebody else do it to us. Because that is some of the best exposure you can have. Because when you can call yourself out, when someone else tries to do it, we can sit here and know how we've worked through so much. And we can also just know that it's something that we will continue to work on. Peace and blessings, everybody. One love.